Debbie.
So I am Debbie's sister, and I know I speak for our parents, who sadly can't be here today, told Debbie's hand, but they would want to say that the chance introduction of Debbie and Richard opened doors that have led to decades of memories, love, and happy moments that have given our family treasured chapters and ultimately a bestseller. Richard impacted all of us. He gave us immense love and great memories. I got a cherished brother when Debbie married Richard, but he was so much more than that to me. He became the patriarch of all of us, family and friends alike. He was a pivotal force, a man who led by example, not lecture, giving my parents, me, and my children his devotion, his care, and his guidance, and for that, this man is my hero. I remember the invitation that started it all when we were invited to the home of Doris and Leon's to sit at their table. The invitation that began 3 decades ago and never ended. That night we were introduced to Leon, who sat at the head of the table, Doris sitting by his side, entertaining us with her wit and razor-sharp charm, Ruby and Barney making sure everything was perfect. It was quite a magical moment for me to be introduced to this family. It was plain to see my sister was adored, and we invited along to join her exquisite journey in this life. Thank you, Richard, for that ticket, for what a ride it has been. I remember thinking then that nothing about that night was average, and that my sister would be fortunate enough to live an extraordinary life, and little did I know that through joining their lives we would get Michael, a gift I cherish, and the rest of the Ansell clan is an extra bonus that we thank you, Richard, for that too. And true to form, nothing was average about Richard, because everything about Richard was extraordinary, including how much he loved my sister and how much she loves him. He was raised to be a morally exceptional character, and I believe that what Doris and Leon bestowed to him became our great fortune. Richard's legacy has made his presence known throughout every day he has lived, and every act of kindness that he has demonstrated has touched everyone in this room and countless others. I know that my children have been fortunate to be raised at the table with Uncle Richard at the head and my sister next to him. So sorry, Richard, I promised I wouldn't cry. Taking in the same family dynamics of Leon and Doris, and all of us laughing, sharing jokes and stories, and Christmas parties, shrieking for joy because Uncle Richard and Aunt Debbie had the biggest Christmas tree in Deal. He always stuffed the golden egg at Easter and perhaps dropped a Thanksgiving turkey without any of us knowing, especially Debbie. Knowing Richard wasn't typical, and knowing Richard and being lucky enough to be invited at his family table, I think it's safe to say Doris and Leon would have been very proud of the man they raised. Year after year, the memories of generosity and kindness grew, and every year our family reaped the rewards of his love. Whether that table was Jaradara at 415 Runyon Avenue or anywhere else that we happened to find ourselves together, there was a sense of being in the inner sanctum, of being protected, of being safe, of being loved. He made sure we were okay, always. Many times, and don't worry, John, I was on the other side of those calls all the time too. Many times he needed to rescue one of us, and without thought, he dove in and saved us. I don't think he signed up for that, but that didn't matter. Lucky for me, Richard's door was always open, never locked, and without question, always a helping hand when life became overwhelming. So without doubt, we can all laugh at the annex we all know characterized Richard. How many times we have all gotten out of his car and kissed the ground that we walked on. Or at Michael's college graduation when he walked head into a glass, bounced hard with a lump on his forehead, then cut himself shaving the same day, so he looked like he had done battle with tissues blocking the bleeding nose, just before the dinner party at Jack and Beth's. But Richard shook it off as the daily norm, and we laughed about that for quite some time. Richard did more than show up for his children. His family was his life, his intellect, his sincerity, and his integrity showing up again and again. At times he might have tattered, he might have needed some patching, stitches, or some ice, but the wounds were superficial, and thank God Dr. Debbie knew just what to do. And that never stopped him for a moment from being present at every milestone for his children, grandchildren, my children, and nieces and nephews and cousins too. His kindness was endless. We got to watch him barrel down the ski slopes, trying not to take down an innocent skier. I don't know too many people who were kicked off Biscay Mountain. Yes, that was Richard. We all knew and loved. He made us laugh for sure, but the real testament of Richard was his constant. He made sure that the fire was stoked, that we were warm, protected. His home was our safe harbor, a port in the storm, where we could rest, heal, laugh, mend, and celebrate. Coffee was made, the details mattered, and he taught us by examples each and every moment. He has garnered respect and love humbly, effortlessly, and our fortune is knowing him. It's hard to talk about him in the past because his presence is all-consuming. He was a light that radiated warmth and joy to all of us. But I take comfort because I don't think one of us will ever lose sight of him, because he will always sit at the table, his light will always shine, his chair will never be empty. I will see him there always because he is here amongst us. He is here in the faces of his children, his grandchildren, his nephews, and extended family. He's right here with us in our hearts. And my children will always be better for being loved by Uncle Richard. Richard taught them that life is about doing the right thing and being the right person, the standard for them to hold. The bar is high. I know that is very important to my children, that they make Uncle Richard proud. I know when they sit at their table someday and share some of those gifts, including the red pepper flakes, the salt shaker, an espresso machine, or perhaps having a bird feeder in their yard, I hope that they know he's not gone, that Uncle Richard lives with them always. He wanted us to be happy, be kind, and every moment of our lives with Richard and Debbie have given us happiness and chapters, and those chapters have become the foundation of many of our lives, encouraging us to make our lives bestsellers, to stay positive and take care of your children, no matter what the challenge. Never fear, he taught us all well, and he stands by us always, that I know. Richard was a man of extraordinary measures who invited us to his table 3 decades ago, and by that invitation, the world changed for us. I thank Doris and Leon for giving us Richard, and I thank you, Richard, every day for writing your story and including us into your chapters, and for sitting at the head of the table all those years, gathering us all together and teaching my children day by day all so well. That love and family is our story that we get to share, and how very privileged we are through family. The story continues, and Richard would live in every page